it'll take a little while for that splitter to wear away so it doesn't hit so hard.
Kyle Busch, the points leader, has started 27th, now being shown up in 20th position. Up front, Mark Martin is the guy they're chasing, 49 years of age. It has been a while since Mark Martin has gone to victory lane. And how much would he love to be able to change that here today at a track he has never won on, Pocono Raceway. Behind him, Jimmy Johnson in second, David Gilliland. Following up that great qualifying effort for Yates Racing, holds on the third spot, Ryan Newman fourth, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. is fifth. Here comes Busch, Kyle Busch inside of Paul Menard. The big question was, would Kyle Busch have the kind of day he had here in June when he finished 43rd, or would he have the kind of day he's had most of the year, picking him off and move his way toward the front? I think we just answered part of that question.
Yeah, his car really working the bottom of the racetrack well in turn one.
Yeah, you have to expect that as good a race team as that is, that they're going to be a lot better a second time around. They're not going to miss it that much 2 times in a row. There's just too much talent there, and obviously with his talent, they're going to be a factor.
31 car of Jeff Burton started back in 39th position. Folks, it's the 8th time this year that Jeff Burton has qualified 30th or worse, but guess what? The last time it happened, he finished 6th. He's already now gained a lot of positions, up 16 spots as Burton already in the 31 car.
Now I see why he's not so worried about where he qualifies. He can pass him.
I think he told us that yesterday as we were doing the countdown show for the nationwide race. Jeff was a guest of ours, and when we brought it up, he really wasn't that concerned. He knows as a veteran that this is a racetrack that if you have a good car, that you can make up a lot of spots on the racetrack. Mike?
Well, DJ, I had a conversation with Scott Miller, Jeff Burton's crew chief, this morning about this very race, and he said the one thing we want to protect against is having a lull. He says traditionally when we come back to Pocono the second time around, we really struggled. They didn't really know why, but they were pretty confident. They feel like they've made some gains. They felt like just a month ago or so they were in a lull, but they've broken out of that slump, and they feel like they can be very competitive today. We've seen it so far.
Indeed, Mike, they are making their way toward the front. One of the cars off the pace had made the early pit stop. That is Michael Waltrip in the 55. Having finished 43rd at Indianapolis a week ago, Michael hoping to be able to turn his fortunes around here at Pocono at a track where he has set on the pole and finished second previously, but not happening right now.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got a little bit of an engine problem when he came by us here. That's the worst thing you can have happen here. These straightaways are so long, and it causes a lot of problems. I mean, it really is a hard racetrack on engines.
It is. We see Dale Jr. trying to make a move to move up to that fourth spot that Ryan Newman presently occupies. Junior's car looks really good here in the early going, and I know he was excited about running this race and the prospects of his car being good enough to win this race.
And DJ, the mindset of a driver knowing you got a competition yellow 2 laps away, I guess you don't mind just trying to push this thing and see what you got.
Well, that's the best thing that you can do right now. The racetrack now has some rubber on it. I need to see exactly what's going to happen with this car so I can relay it back to the crew and make sure that we're going to make the right adjustments, Andy.
That's the thing. The key thing is communication. You just got to know what the thing's doing. There's a lot of adjustments on these race cars. You just got to know which one to turn.
Earnhardt Jr. set on the pole for this race a year ago and finished in second position. Let's update Kevin Harvick. There's the 29 car involved in the incident on lap 1. A little tap from Joe Nemechek. Had to go back to 36th and has now gained 4 of those positions. And he's got a long way to go, but the good news is he's got a lot of time to get it done here at Pocono.
Yeah, he has plenty of time to make all of that happen. And the fun thing is we see with this racetrack is these guys are able to pass high and low going into and off of these corners. So that's what's so great about this racetrack is you have room to pass if you find yourself back there.
And Kurt Busch, he had a problem also, spun out. He's coming back up through the pack following this 29 car. Actually following the 66 off this corner, but he's been following that 29 up through the pack.
Yeah, and we could see right there what we were wondering, was the bottom going to be a place these guys could make a pass? As we see Casey Kane, June's winner, now making a pass on Dale Earnhardt Jr. for that 5th spot. And I know I talked to Elliott Sadler last night, and he said that Casey worked on race setup on Friday, and his car he thought was even better than what it was here when he won in June.
Uh-oh.
That's not good news for everybody else. Casey King, by the way, led 5 times for 69 laps here in June when he won from the pole.
Okay, we're working lap 20. This is when NASCAR said they were going to throw that competition yellow. They actually extended it a lap because we had some of those earlier yellows.
If you just joined our coverage, we've had 2 caution flags thus far. One on lap 1, the contact Joe Nemechek, Kevin Harvick. Both cars continued. Both spun, though, out of turn 2. And lap 8, we had a caution where Kurt Busch spun while running in 4th position coming out of turn 3. There's Kevin Harvick. Kurt Busch behind him. Here's the 9 car. Casey Kane. I think we've got a trend here. Casey Kane is on the march.
Well, he does have a good race car. These other guys are going to get a chance to work on theirs, though, here in just a minute. And we'll see what everybody else has. And it's also going to get jumbled up.
Here we go. The competition yellow just now being waved, and you're exactly right, Andy. They extended it a lap because of the cautions. They wanted to give these guys 20 laps, so as much as close to 20 laps of green on the racetrack as they could.
You're going to see some strategies being pulled on pit road. It's going to mix this field up a little bit. And it's going to be fun when we go back green.
Getting ready to go back racing here at Pocono. Time for our Aflac trivia question. How many times in the last 10 years has the winner of this race gone on to win the championship? We will find out in just a little while. Michael Waltrip is the leader on the racetrack. Michael in a tight fight for top 35 spots in owner points, staying out to gain some bonus points. Jimmy Johnson first off pit road. He is running second as we come back to the green flag. And as I say that, Michael ducks onto pit road after getting his bonus points, and Jimmy Johnson leads him for the restart.
Jimmy Johnson, 2-tire change. Here they come. They begin to spread out 2 wide. Still being a little patient there. Johnson got 2 tires. Behind him, Matt Kenseth got 2 tires. Casey Mears and the 18 of Kyle Busch all got 2 tires. There is Elliott Sadler coming off that great run at Indianapolis in the 19 car on the outside making a move.
There's that 3-wide patience you're talking about, Dale.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is you can do that in turn 1, but as you get down here to the tunnel turn, you got to get at least double foul.
Okay, here we go.
Bobby Gordon behind David Reagan. He right along with Tony Stewart. They are 16th, 17th, and 18th.
It's not a bad move right here from Tony Stewart, jumping to the outside to try to grab that new asphalt up there, getting into turn 3.
But David Reagan all the way out on the inside of the track. Mark Martin on the inside here, the 18 of Kyle Busch. Remember, Kyle took only 2 tires on that stop. Drag racing down the straightaway.
Looks like Kyle drove that car down in that corner really hard, Dale.
Yeah, you can get down in there as hard as you want to. There's plenty of banking there to hold the car, but is it going to hurt his exit? We see Mark Martin was taking the short way around and takes the spot away from him.
Got to think that's the 4-tire advantage over the 2 tires. Although with this new car, it seems like right side tires or 2-tire changes work so much better because they really don't work the left side tires very hard.
Yeah, and that could be just that Mark Martin showed us he's got a great race car. He was leading this race before all of these pit stops came about.
Denny Hamlin on the inside of Ryan Newman. There's Earnhardt Jr. in this battle as they follow the 38 car of Gilliland. That is 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th.
They're helping us to see right here if that inside is going to be able to be used today, if we're going to have some side-by-side racing. As you can tell, the guys on the outside have more of a run and can make that pass down the front straightaway.
Jeff Gordon in the 24 car trying to make it a couple of Hendrick cars running 1-2, trying to get to the outside and can't get it to stick. And here comes Mark Martin once again driving it up off the corner.
Telling you, he's getting it done today now. That 8 car is fast.
That is a fast race car, absolutely.
Our Aflac trivia question was, how many times in the last 10 years has the winner of this race gone on to win the championship? Do you think you know? Once.
One time.
Jeff Gordon did it in 1998. And the drivers that have won here read like a who's who in NASCAR. DJ's won it, Rusty's won it, Bill Elliott and all those, but only one time has it been an indicator of the champion to come. Let's listen to Jimmy Johnson's radio.
Coming down pit road, trying to go pit road speed. I got a massive caster shake the whole way down pit road. Is that going to hurt anything?
And of course, that's your leader, Jimmy Johnson, talking to Jack and Al's crew chief, saying he basically ran into something of a large animal. He said it's actually like an insect, and it's over his windshield right in his line of sight. So he's asking his crew chief and